Hi, Timothy Unkert here. In this video, I'm going to look at an Algebra 2 study guide I have for my Algebra 2 students. It's on factoring. It's easier level factoring questions, so let's get to it. The first one, we're going to factor x squared plus 5x minus 6. Now, because the term in front of x is positive and the last term is negative, I know I have to multiply a positive and a negative together, and the positive number, because it adds to a positive number, must be further away from 0 than the negative number. So let's list out some potential factors. I could do negative 1 times positive 6, or negative 2 times positive 3. Now, negative 2 plus 3, that would add to a positive 1, but we want a positive 5. So we're going to select negative 1 and positive 6, and this is going to factor to x plus negative 1, or x minus 1, times x plus 6. Okay, let's look at the next one. This next one, we're going to factor x squared plus 4x minus 21. So this again is positive, this is negative. So the positive factor has to be further away from 0 than the negative factor. So let's list out the potential factors of negative 21 that meet that criteria. So we could do negative 1 times positive 21. We could do negative 3 times positive 7. Now I see here that negative 3 plus 7, that will give me positive 4. So I'm going to select these two factors, and I'm going to write this as x minus 3 times x plus 7. And that is that one factored. Let's try this next one. So in this next one, we are factoring 4x squared minus 24x plus 20. Okay, so I notice that 4, 24, and 20 are all divisible by 4, so let's factor out the common factor of 4. And then we're left with x squared minus 6x plus 5. Okay, so I need factors of 5, or two numbers that multiply to 5, positive 5, but add to negative 6. So if I multiply negative 1 times negative 5, I'm going to get negative 6 here when I add these together. So this is going to factor into 4 times x minus 1 times x minus 5. Okay. All right. Next one. Let's factor 8x cubed minus 24x. Well, both 8x cubed and 24x are divisible by 8, so we'll factor out an 8, but they also have both an x in them, so I can factor out an x, and 8x times x squared is going to give me 8x cubed, and 8x times 3 is going to give me the 24x. So this is going to factor into 8x times x squared minus 3. And we'll leave it at that. All right, this next one here, x squared minus 49. I notice this as a difference of squares problem. X squared is x times x, and 49 is 7 times 7. So this fits the format of, let me write that a little bit better, of a squared minus b squared. And the difference of square problem factors to a plus b times a minus b. So in this case, a squared is x squared, b squared is 49, so square root of 49 is 7, square root of x squared is x. So this is going to factor to x plus 7 times x minus 7. Okay, let's look at this next one. So number 6. We're going to factor x squared minus 12x plus 36. Now, this is a perfect square trinomial. So the way I know that, a perfect square trinomial has the form a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So in this case, a squared is x squared, b squared is 36. So if I take the square root of 36 and the square root of x, I get a is x, and b is, well, we have a negative 12 here, so I'm going to go for negative 6, because negative 6 times negative 6 will also give me positive 36. 2ab is going to be 2 times x times negative 6, which is going to give me my negative 12x. So it definitely meets the criteria of a perfect square trinomial, and that would factor to a plus b squared. So this is going to factor to x plus negative 6 squared. Well, when I add a negative, it's like subtracting a positive, so this just factors to x minus 6 squared. And we're done with that one. Okay. Number 7, we have 9x squared minus 25. We're factoring that one. 9x squared can be written as 3x times 3x. So this fits the format of the difference of squares, a squared minus b squared, which factors to a plus b times a minus b. So a squared is going to be 9x squared. B squared is going to be 25. So if I take the square root of both of those, I get a is 3x. Take the square root of both sides here, I get b is 5. So this is going to factor to 3x plus 5 times 3x minus 5. And we're done with that one. This last one here, I assume it's a perfect square trinomial, but let's check. So it's going to fit the format a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So a squared is going to be 16x squared. Let me write that a little bit better. So 16x squared. B squared is going to be 25. Note that we have a minus 40 here, so we're going to take the negative square root of 25. if I want to figure out what a is, I take the square root of 16x squared, I'm going to get 4x. Again, we're going to take the negative square root of 25, so we're going to say negative 5 here. 2ab is going to be 2 times 4x times negative 5. So that's going to be 8x times negative 5. That's going to be negative 40x. So this is a perfect square trinomial. And it's going to factor to, again, to a plus b squared. So again, this is a, this is b. So this is going to factor to 4x minus 5 squared. And that's it. That's the quiz review. Hopefully this was helpful to you. If it was, please give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next one.